Energy. What is energy? A person gets energy to work from the food he or she eats. A vehicle gets the energy to run from fuel, which could either be petrol or diesel. When the fuel tank is empty, the vehicle stops. The vehicle runs out of energy or loses its ability to do work. Some modern cars now get their energy from electricity. They are known as electric cars. They have batteries that are charged using electricity, giving them energy to move. A television may use electricity, a battery or solar energy from the sun to operate. When there is no power, or the battery is low, or the solar panels are not charged, the television loses its ability to operate. A radio gets the energy to work from dry cells or electricity. When the dry cells run out of energy, the radio cannot play. The dry cells have to be replaced with new ones. A torch bulb uses cells to light up. When the cells are new, the bulb lights brightly. When the batteries start to run out of energy, the bulb produces dim light. Athletes, especially long-distance runners, eat high-energy foods before and during athletics. Hydroelectric dams use energy from running water to turn the huge generators that produce electricity. Windmills use wind energy to generate electricity. The wind is moving air and possesses energy. Kinds of energy. There are two kinds of energy. These are stored up energy and energy which is in a moving object. Stored energy is called potential energy. It is the energy that is held in reserve. No work is done by this energy unless it is released. Energy in a moving object is known as kinetic energy. It is energy in motion. Examples of objects that have potential energy. Energy stored in a battery. This is released when the battery is used to run a car, operate a television or light a torch. Energy stored in foods. This is released when food is digested. Energy stored in firewood. This is released when firewood is used to make a fire. Examples of objects that have kinetic energy. Running water. Running water that is used to turn turbines in a hydroelectric dam. Wind. Wind, moving air, that turns a windmill that is used to pump water. When kicking the ball. When a footballer swings a leg to kick the ball, the kinetic energy in the footballer's leg is transferred to the ball then rises into the air. Running. When one is running, kinetic energy is released. Electricity. Electricity is also kinetic energy because even though you can't see it happen, electricity involves electrons moving in conductors. Riding a bicycle. Bicycle in motion experience kinetic energy. Types of energy. Energy exists in different forms. The following are the types of energy we will learn. Chemical energy, heat energy, light energy, magnetic energy, electricity, sound. Chemical energy. Chemical energy is the form of energy found in substances such as food and fuels such as firewood, charcoal and kerosene. Chemical energy is also known as stored energy. Chemical energy is released when these substances burn, or when food is digested. The stored energy is released when these materials are burnt. When food is digested, it is stored in our body in form of chemical energy. Food is then broken down to give out heat energy that keeps our bodies warm. When we take excess food, we provide the body with excess chemical energy. This is stored in form of fat. Dry cells and car batteries also have stored chemical energy. Heat energy. Heat is another form of energy. Sources of heat include sun, electricity, burning fuels such as charcoal, gas, biogas, firewood. The main source of heat energy is the sun. Heat energy can flow from a warm region to a cooler region. Heat is the difference in temperature that causes heat to flow from a region or an object of high temperature to another region, or object of lower temperature. Heat is transferred in three ways. By conduction through solids, by convection through liquids and gases, by radiation through vacuum. Heat from the sun reaches us through radiation. Heat energy is used for cooking, warming, ironing and drying. Light energy. Light is another form of energy. There are natural and artificial sources of light. Natural sources of light include sun, stars, fireflies, glowworms. Artificial sources of light include candles, fires, electric light bulbs, paraffin lamps. Magnetic energy. Magnets have the ability to cause motion or movement. This is called magnetic force. Because of their ability to cause motion, magnets have the ability to do work. Magnetism is therefore a form of energy. Electricity. Sources of current electricity include torch batteries, car batteries, bicycle dynamos, hydroelectric generators, Petrol and diesel-driven generators. Geothermal generators. Wind-driven turbines. Solar panels. Static electricity is another form of electricity produced by rubbing. For example, rubbing a plastic ruler against a piece of cloth. Sound. When an object vibrates, it produces sound. Hitting, blowing or plucking an object produces sound. Sound is another form of energy. Transformation of energy. When energy changes from one type to another, we call this transformation of energy. Energy is only observed when it is changing, i.e. being transformed from one type to another. Energy can neither be created nor destroyed. It can only be transformed from one type to another. Transformation of energy in burning fuel. When a fuel such as charcoal, gas or kerosene is burnt, its chemical energy is changed into heat energy. We then use the heat energy to either heat water, cook, heat our homes or iron our clothes. Transformation of energy in an electric circuit. An electric circuit is a closed path that allows an electric current to flow. A battery has chemical energy. In an electric circuit, the electric current flows through the wire and makes the bulb light, and produces some heat. The chemical energy in the battery is therefore converted to electrical energy. When the bulb light, the electrical energy is converted to light and heat. Conversion of food into energy. Food is a source of energy in living things. Food provides us with energy to do work. It keeps our body warm and it helps to produce energy in all the organs in our body. Food has stored chemical energy. During digestion, this chemical energy is transformed into heat and kinetic energy. The heat produced helps to keep the body temperature constant. Kinetic energy helps us to do work and remain active. Excess energy is stored in the form of fat. In this state, it is ready to be used when need arises. Different foods have different energy values. For instance, fried potato chips and bread have more energy value than an orange. Food processing companies are required to indicate the energy value of foods on the packaging. This information is important for people who require to be conscious of their weight, either by choice or by doctor's instructions. Fruits and vegetables have less energy value than carbohydrates, fats and oils. Transformation of energy in a radio. When we listen to the radio, a sound is heard of a person speaking or music playing. The origin of the sound is not the radio but a broadcasting studio. The aerial of the radio picks an electric signal from the studio. This energy is of a different type other than sound energy. The signal is then amplified by electric circuits in the radio. The dry cells in the radio provide the electric energy for amplification. The amplified electric signal is transformed into magnetic energy in the speaker. The magnetic energy moves the diaphragm in the speaker in the same way as it receives the signal. Magnetic energy changes to kinetic energy, vibration, in the loudspeaker. These vibrations produce sound energy. Transformation of energy in a simple electromagnet. When a nail or soft iron rod is wound with an insulated wire and a current is passed through, it becomes a magnet. When the current is switched off, the nail loses magnetism. When the circuit is switched on, the pins are attracted to the nails. When the circuit is switched off, the pins are not attracted to the nail. This kind of magnet influenced by electricity flowing through the coil is called an electromagnet. From the dry cell, there is stored chemical energy. The chemical energy is transformed into electric energy in wires. The electric energy is transformed into magnetic energy in the coil. This can be summarized as follows. Chemical energy in the dry cell. Electric energy in the wire. Magnetic energy in the coiled wire. Electromagnets are used in making devices such as electric bells and cranes for lifting heavy iron objects. Methods of conserving energy. Energy is very important in our everyday lives. We use heat energy from sources such as wood, charcoal, and paraffin to cook our food. We use petrol and diesel to make our vehicles move. We use paraffin to produce light in our lamps. Since we cannot do without energy, there is a need to manage it well. This is called the conservation of energy. Conservation means protecting, preserving, restoring, and managing our energy resources well. We can conserve our energy by using the following methods. Using energy sparingly. Using energy-efficient devices. Using renewable energy. Using energy sparingly. There are various ways of using energy sparingly. For instance, it is advisable to use public transport whenever possible. Shared transport when traveling in the same direction with others. Use vehicles with low fuel consumption, and if possible use electric cars. Where possible, use trains to transport goods and people to their destinations. Use cheap means of transport such as cycling. Walk for short distances. Improve the road network in the country. Switch off lights when not in use. Using renewable energy. Energy resources are classified into renewable and non-renewable resources. Renewable energy is energy that cannot be exhausted. Its sources can be recycled or reused. Non-renewable energy is energy that can be exhausted. Its sources cannot be recycled or reused. Once used up, it cannot be recovered. Many sources of energy such as kerosene, petrol and other petroleum fuels can be exhausted. They are non-renewable. Using renewable energy resources is the best way to conserve energy. Renewable sources of energy include solar energy from the sun, wind energy, biogas, trees. Solar energy from the sun. The sun is the main source of energy. The energy from the sun is called solar energy and is renewable. All crops and plants depend on energy from the sun to manufacture nutrients during photosynthesis. These are eaten by human beings and animals that depend on these plants for food. The sun is a source of warmth and light. Solar panels are used to generate solar energy. This energy is used for many purposes such as heating water in solar boilers. Heat energy from the sun is used for many purposes such as drying harvested food crops. Heat energy from the sun causes evaporation in the water cycle, which eventually provides us with rain. Biogas. This is energy from animal dung. Biogas produced from animal dung is used as an alternative to firewood and kerosene. Animal dung can also be used in other ways, such as burning it as a fuel and using it to produce a gas called biogas, for cooking or heating. Dry animal dung can be burned to produce heat, which is used for cooking. Animal dung, especially cow dung, may also be used to make charcoal balls. The balls are made using wet dung, charcoal remains, and some water. The charcoal remains are mixed with wet dung thoroughly. The mold is made into small balls. The balls are then dried in the sun. The dried balls are then used to light geckos. Since charcoal balls are made from charcoal dust and dung, energy is conserved. Energy from wind. Wind energy is used to turn wind-driven pumps. It serves as an alternative to diesel and petrol. Wind can also be used to generate electricity. Wind is a renewable source of energy. Using wind energy conserves energy. Trees. Trees are a renewable source of energy. We need to plant trees to replenish the source of wood energy. Planting trees provides good energy source. Planting trees protects water catchment areas. This boosts hydroelectric power production. Planting trees in our forests and catchment areas is an important activity in conserving our environment. Afforestation is the planting of trees to create new forests. Reforestation is the planting of trees to replace those that have been cut. The excessive cutting down of trees leads to deforestation. This can result in desertification or desert formation. Using energy-efficient devices. There are many devices and tools we use that require energy. Some of these tools include washing machines, torches, radios, televisions, lighting bulbs, cookers. It is important to use devices that conserve energy. Modern devices have features that help in conserving energy. Example: intelligent bulbs and washing machines. One of the most commonly used devices for heating is a Jiko. A Jiko uses charcoal to produce heat for cooking. There has been a great improvement in the design of a Jiko for purposes of saving energy. A traditional Jiko is made of metal. It is cylindrical in shape and has a large charcoal place. It uses a lot of charcoal due to its large space. It is difficult to hold when charcoal is burning because the handles become hot. A lot of heat is lost through the metal case. Heat energy is wasted. An improved Jiko is also made of metal. An improved Jiko's inner wall is lined with a layer of thick clay. The area to hold the charcoal is cone-shaped and occupies a smaller space than in the traditional Jiko. Very little heat is lost through the walls because clay is a poor conductor of heat. Because of the cone shape of the Jiko, one does not need to shake the Jiko to bring the charcoal together. The improved Jiko is delicate since the clay can easily break. It is expensive to make, but it saves energy. To conserve energy for cooking, there have been other measures undertaken to reduce energy losses. An open traditional fireplace loses a lot of heat energy to the surrounding. An improved firewood Jiko is covered with clay which insulate against the loss of heat. An improved stove uses less charcoal because of the small space for holding charcoal. An improved stove insulates against heat loss. Thank you for watching this lesson. It is our hope that you now have a good understanding of the excretory system and the excretory organs. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and other channels relevant to your level of study.